What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Millie Rod channel. Today we have a special guest, my cousin Gaby, once again. Thank you, Gaby, for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me
Of course. We did do a video about your sexuality. We really didn't go in depth into your sexuality. So today I want to make a video that's more of like about you, you know, and how was it for you to come out and all that stuff and what challenges you faced. So today that's what we're going to focus on, okay? Alright. And of course, like I've mentioned before, you don't have to answer questions that you don't feel comfortable with. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Alright, so the first question is, how was it growing up knowing that you were gay?
It wasn't easy. I started noticing my sexuality when I was in middle school, but because I didn't understand it, and growing up how our family is like really religious, so we really didn't talk about, you know, being gay or anything like that. I started noticing it in middle school, but it wasn't until high school when I actually did notice, like, holy shit, like I'm actually attracted to girls. But I always tried to find a connection with the guy, but I noticed like, okay, I'm not doing it because I'm attracted, I'm doing it to try to fit in. There was instances where like I would even write letters and I would tell my brother, hey, go take it to this boy, you know, like that. But in reality, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? High school came, and that's when it hit me, especially even more in senior year. It got really hard, you know, stress with trying to graduate, stress with how to deal with how I was feeling, who do I tell first, and stuff like that.
So it took you a while to even come out to anyone?
To accept it myself.
Oh,
even.
to accepting yourself.
Yeah.
But you already knew.
I already knew.
The second question is, what were some of the challenges you faced when you came out to your friends and family?
I think my biggest challenge was that I didn't come out myself. I was pretty much thrown under the bus by a family member, and it really did hurt because when it did happen, I actually thought like, you know, this person would take a minute and be like, okay, like let me ask her what's going on. But no, shit hit the fan and I felt attacked.
Yeah.
You know, like I did something wrong. You know, like I thought like, okay, I'm being me. Not given the chance to be able to tell family members or friends yourself, I think that can hurt a person a lot. Right. It really did put strains in a lot of relationships with family. Some friends that, you know, question, how do you know, or why are you attracted to women and stuff like that. There's no way in how to describe it. You just, it's, to me, the way that I see it is you're attracted to what you're attracted to. Love is love, period. It was hard because I didn't get to speak my side at that time.
I definitely agree. I think being outed is something that, you know, I personally didn't really go through that. I did get the chance to actually tell my parents that, but I feel like if I was outed, it would have been such a different story, because I know my parents knew, like I knew for a fact. But the fact that when someone else tells your story, it's pretty fucked up because you don't get to really express how you feel. So the next question is, how do you think our family is taking it now that you've been out for a long time?
I still feel that they're not very accepting of my sexuality. I have been put in a spot where I can't be public about who I'm with or if I'm in a relationship, and it sucks. It's like I'm living a double life. You know, I can be myself around certain family members and friends, and certain family members I can't. One, because it's either their age or they're too young to know, stuff like that, you know. And it's sad because you want to be you all the time, 100%, but you know at some point when people are uncomfortable, you have to put that wall up again and be like, okay, well, I need to watch myself. Having to have that feeling or void or whatever you want to call it, it's hard because you're still being you to some certain extent. You're not being you to your full potential. You still have to hold back.
It does happen. I do see it. I do see it. I'm not gonna lie. I do see it in our family. It's true. There is some people that are still very non-acceptable of us both, actually. Sometimes I feel like you tend to you can't really put yourself out there. I feel like sometimes I try my best to tell her, like, who gives a fuck? Like, who gives a fuck? Just be you. Because I really don't give a fuck, like, to be honest. Like, I'm the way I am. Like, I'm still loud as fuck. I'm still like, yes, queen. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know? But I do get it when it comes to children. That's something that it gets very tough, because, like, when I bring my partners over, I still try to not, like, oh, like, if I kiss them in front of people, or, like, if I hold their hand. Like, it sucks because we can't do that, you know? I think that's what sets us apart from everyone else in the family, that we can't be comfortable with the person that we're with, because we have to avoid these things. We can't be showing public affection so much around our family because they're gonna be like, what the fuck, you know? It's not like we're pushing it and be like, oh my god, like look, you know? But it's like, you know, it's a way of us feeling safe and feeling respected and front of everyone else, because we both respect everyone else in our family.
Correct.
But for them to like, you know, still be like, oh, you can't be doing that, it's kind of fucked up. So
like judging.
Yeah, exactly. If they're judging, so it's like, for me, I'm at a point where I just don't care. I'm just who I am, and if you don't like it, you could kiss my ass. The next question is, what is something you wish you could tell people that don't really understand what it's like to be part of the gay community?
Deep down inside, wish people would see more of my happiness than my sexuality. I don't go out and be like, oh fuck, like, okay, I need to dress a certain way or whatever, and hopefully they accept me because I'm gay. I'm trying to go out, hang out, do what I gotta do with whoever's around, and either you see me happy or you don't. Right. Simple. I don't think about my day like, oh shit, I'm gay, I gotta be careful. You know, like, I'm trying to live my life as normal as possible, just like every other individual. I'm not gonna go out there and judge a straight person. Oh my god, what is this person doing? You know?
Yeah.
So I don't go out with that mentality and be like, fuck, I'm gay, people are gonna be looking at me, kids are gonna be looking at me. I get it. They do see me weird, you know? But I don't react to it. Because what am I gonna get out of it? Nothing. I do dress very masculine, but the reason why I do it is because I'm trying to get guys to not give me that attention, because it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I know how guys can be. I'm not saying that every guy out there is the same, right. But some guys can be very perverted or like very disrespectful. So I feel like to not get that from a guy, I dress the way that I dress. The way that I see it is, if I dress like you, then what attraction are you gonna get out of it? But either way, it doesn't help. The attraction is still there.
I know there's still guys that try to hit on you. Even the way you look, they don't give a fuck. They're like, well, you got a vagina.
It's a girl, so let's do it.
You got a vagina, so why not? I think that's something that I do too. I tend to dress very masculine, mostly because I do feel comfortable in masculine clothes, but also that because, you know, since I was young, I've always had men, like older men, come up to me, and I've gone through a lot of shit basically. But I used to dress very like with like, what is it, like with tight pants, with jeans. With tight like shirts. Like I had like actual real bras. This is like a sports bra now. But I had like actual bras. My titties would just, you know,
be out there.
Yeah, and there was guys that would like come, and I was like fucking like what, like 11, 12, and they would come, they were like 40, 50, trying to like, you know, talk, or they would stalk me, all this shit. It was fucking gross, you know. And so because of that, I decided to just change how I look, because I felt so uncomfortable, like I felt unsafe, and because both my parents weren't together, I felt like I had to like just hide myself, because I didn't want to get the attention, and then something even worse would have happened, like getting raped or being kidnapped or do all that shit. I was like, nah, I don't have my parents around, so I had to take care of my own self. How did you feel when I finally told people I was gay too, and started bringing my partners around our family gatherings?
I feel good. I felt like I wasn't alone. I felt like somebody learned how to accept themselves. Made me feel a little bit more at ease. But it's still in the back of my mind. I mean, we're two different people, you know. Not all is the same. I still felt awkward bringing my partners around at some point. But I didn't have an issue with you bringing yours around, because I saw how comfortable you were. For me, not saying that it was an issue to bring my partners around, I just felt like I would still get judged. I don't know if it's because I think that, like, you know, I'm older or whatever. I know we have other family members that are older than us, and they're still private about their sexuality and stuff, and it's fine and dandy. You know, I just hope that deep down inside they know that, you know, we're not judging, that someday they'll feel comfortable enough to trust in us and see, hey, you know what, if I can finally be like you guys. And I just hope that their family members, which would be either our parents or their siblings or whoever, would accept them for who they are too. I feel like you having to kind of hide yourself, you crawl into this space where maybe you do feel alone and you don't know what to do or how to deal with it. In reality, just knowing that you came out, I was happy. When you finally said it, I remember I fucking cried, but it was tears of joy, because I finally saw that you're coming to be you. You're accepting who you are. Nobody had to force you for it. it's hard. It's really hard. I remember when I had to come out to my dad, I didn't want to, you know, but he did notice that something was up. I was scared. I really was. And it's sad because I didn't grow up with my dad. And once I did open up to him, he was very accepting, which kind of threw me off guard. Because again, he wasn't there. It's sad because him not being there, him not raising me, and for him to accept me and saying like, hey, well, you're my only daughter, what can I do? I'm not gonna turn my back on you or anything like that. That showed me how much he really did love me, even though he wasn't there for me. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a lot of anger towards him for leaving me and my brother, but shit happens, you know. My parents only know why they did what they did, you know, and I can't judge them for that, you know. I'm not saying that my mom did me wrong or anything like that, because she was my rock, you know. She had to raise 6 of us, and obviously it wasn't easy. It's really hurtful knowing that you saw me grow up, and the fact that this little issue, at least I see it as something small, became something really big. It grew a lot of distance between us, and it sucks because a lot of kids, you know, they say, hey, like, I'm really close to my mom, or I'm really close to my dad, and I can open up to them and talk to them and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I couldn't have that with my mom, because my mom always had to work to feed 6 mouths plus herself. Like, I do understand why it was hard for her to accept, because I'm her little girl, regardless. But it is hurtful knowing that she doesn't accept me 100%. So when you did finally come out and stuff like that, like I said, I was really happy that both of your parents, maybe they did judge at the beginning, but they were very accepting, you know. And I'm glad you still have both of them, and you're still able to open up yourself to them. If something's going on, I'm pretty sure you can open up to both of them. But to me, it's like, I'm very private. I don't, if I am going through something, I don't go to my mom right away. You know, I either go to you or to Maggie or to friends, because that's who I feel more comfortable. I feel like they're not going to judge me. It's sad that you can't go to siblings or to your parent and be like, hey, you know what, this is going on, I need your advice.
I feel like sometimes it's due to them not understanding. That's what happened to my mom. Like, at first she didn't get it. She was like, what the fuck, like, how, like, why? She already knew that I was gay, but she was just waiting. Like, she's always waiting. She was waiting for me to tell her that I was. When I first was about to come out, when I was in my first relationship, I was about to come out, and I was like, Mom, like, how would you feel if one of your kids was gay, you know? I asked her that, and immediately she was like, oh, like, I'd rather have my daughter be a whore than be gay. And then after that, I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to come out. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna come out, like, fuck that, you know? And then when I was really going through it, through my first breakup, I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to. You know, I didn't have you, because I didn't want to tell you. I didn't have my family until I wanted to talk to my mom. And when I came out to her, the first thing is that I mentioned you, because I was like, you were the person that I looked up to. Like, I wanted to be like you. I wanted to be out. And because, like, she told me that since a long time. The first thing I was like, okay, like, do you think God, like, doesn't like Gabby because she's gay? And she's like, no, like, God loves everyone. And I was like, okay, cool, God loves everyone. And that's when I told her, I was like, Mom, like, I'm gay too. And I started bawling. But it's just the feeling that, like, when your family members didn't accept you, I felt like I was just gonna shut down and like never come out myself. And because you came out, it gave me the strength to come out later. I was like, fuck that, like, I'm hiding a person that, like, I wasn't able to be, you know? And after I came out, like, there was a lot going on. My mom was still not accepting. My dad in the beginning wasn't accepting either. When I went to college is when, like, everything just fixed itself. I was like, okay, like, you guys have to, like, understand, like, where I'm coming from. We have to come into an agreement and shit like that. Now that, like, everything's better with my parents, like, I'm trying to, you know, hopefully make a change in your life too. Make a change within your mom. Make a change between all of our family members, and hopefully the people that are watching the video too, because it's very unfair for us to have to shut out a side of us that it's such a big thing for us to finally be accepted and be who we really are.
Not being able to be ourselves 100% is really hard.
It's really hard.
Because you don't know when or what moment. It's tough because Me growing up, like I said, I'm the youngest of 6. I got used to being around my family. Us growing up, just living from across the street from each other, around the corner, up the street. And like we were talking earlier over breakfast, it's sad that once you hit adulthood, you know, yeah, we all have to spread out, make our lives and stuff like that. But when I do get the chance to spend time with my family, I try to take advantage of it. I always try to be myself, but in the back of my mind, I always be careful when and who I'm around with when I'm being myself. And the fact that I have to be watching myself around family all the time, it's stressful. It's very stressful.
Because you have to like turn on and off like who you are, you know, and
constantly.
It's pretty fucked up.
It really messes with your self-esteem,
mental health,
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I feel like if I was in your position, through all the shit that you've gone through, I feel like if my parents weren't as accepting, it would have been tough. I would have been such a different person. You get me? So that's why I'm aiming to, you know, make everything fine between our family, bro. Like, it's not that I'm trying to bash it on them. It's just for them to be respectful, you know? We're just trying to love who we want, man. That's all it is, bro. Being happy within ourselves is something that, you know, we're trying to aim for.
It's gonna be, I want to say maybe 4 years since my grandma passed.
Did you ever come out to her? You came out to her? Oh, that's awesome. How'd she take it? Did she like know? Did she like realize it, or was she just?
She was very accepting.
That's cool.
She was very accepting. Not a lot of friends of mine know that I spent almost a year in Mexico, and this was while I was transitioning into an adult, because I was only 19 years old or 20 when I moved out there.
What was the reason that you moved to Mexico?
It was the reason, again, because of me being gay. My mom not being accepting. Some of my siblings not being accepting. It was really stressful. I'm the youngest. I have no kids. Having to help with raising my nieces and nephews, and still trying to deal with school. Still trying to deal with me being gay and my household. It put a lot of stress in me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm still depressed, but not as bad as
in the beginning. Like
as in the beginning, when everything was happening, and I felt like I basically threw in the towel. I said, if I can't do it here, then okay, I'll leave. I was only supposed to be gone for a month. That month came. I couldn't see myself coming back. I felt like, what am I gonna go back to? Am I still gonna be dealing with the same thing, being judged, getting kicked out of my house, having nowhere to go?
Shit.
You know,
I didn't know you went through that.
Yeah, but it's just the fear of not having that support. That fear of knowing, like, I'm gonna come back to something that it's already existing and it's bad.
One thing that I feel like your mom isn't accepting is because you weren't able to come out to her. Because my mom said if someone else would have told me that you were gay, I would have had a very, very different reaction. Because she wanted me to tell her directly. Because she already knew. I'm pretty sure your mom knew that you were gay, bro. I'm pretty sure. But sometimes parents want us to come out, but since they don't really understand how it is, they tend to immediately just be like, oh, you're doing this wrong, like you're not supposed to be with a girl or this and that, instead of being a supportive
I get it,
person,
because a lot of people told me, oh, it's a phase. Well, here's the phase. 10 years later,
we're still here. We're still gay as fuck. The last question is, what advice can you give a person who isn't out yet to help them come out to their friends and family?
That one's a tough one, because before I was outed, I felt so much pressure, so much weight on my shoulders, that the first person that I came out to was one of my sister-in-laws. I was really grateful that she was there at the time. That shit happened out of the blue. We were at a fucking Ross, and everything.
You were at the bikini aisle and look, hey girl, you know what? I like girls.
Nah. It wasn't even like that. It's just all the stress of dealing with high school, and you know, the pressure of hiding myself and all this shit, and all the built up and all the stress, and you know, it fucking just, you know, it hit me, and I'm like, okay, I gotta tell somebody, and boom, it happened at a fucking Ross. Like, who would have known? She was the first person that I told, you know, hey, I'm fucking gay, I like women. She laughed and cried at the same time. She goes, it's okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean it's okay? You know, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like,
usually people say it's bad.
Serious shit.
I think the best advice would be to always have someone like that you trust. The first person I would say that to come out to, it shouldn't be your parents. I feel like coming out to your parents immediately, it's not a smart idea, because you want to have someone, you know, on the side to go to, like, if shit goes down. One of my best friends at the time, I came out to her first. I did cry, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking gay. Because I was scared that I was gonna lose friends, bro. Like, I literally thought I was gonna lose friends.
It makes sense.
For being gay. And then once shit went down with my mom, that's who I first went to. I first went to the person that I came out to and was okay with. You definitely need that time apart from your family at times when they're not very accepting. But always have someone there. Always have someone there that's gonna be by your side and being okay with you being queer.
I understand that having the acceptance from your family members, especially your parents, is really important. But if you try to push it on them, that shit is probably just gonna backfire, especially if they're not ready for it, and if they're not open-minded.
Exactly.
So you always want to have that one person that you feel comfortable around, trustworthy. I feel that if you have friends and they say that they really have your back, they won't judge you for who you are. Family members that say that they're there for you 100% won't judge who you are.
Because we all go through shit.
Yeah.
We all go through shit. We're not here to judge, you know? They shouldn't be judging us for being who we are. So, all right, so that was it for this video. Is there anything you want to say before we end this crazy emotional video?
I am happy with who I am. Again, I really wish that the time comes where I can actually be myself 100% around whoever I'm around with. I hope the time soon comes where I can be me 100.
And it will. And it will. I'm working on it. I'm working on it, you guys.
10 years later.
Oh, that's fucked up. All right, that's too late, bro. That's too late. Nah, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. I'm planning some really great ideas. If it could change the mind of one, it could change the mind of all. We just want to be happy. That's all it is. We just want to be happy. Thank you so much, Gabby, for coming along for this video. It was a bit of an emotional video.
It was. Thank you for having me.
But I feel like we needed this, because I feel like we never really sat down and talked about it. I just want to thank you and thank everyone that is watching. I hope it helps someone out there. You know, I know there's a lot of people that are still not out yet and dealing with it. And if you ever need someone to talk to, we're both here. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and make sure you comment down below what part you liked and like this video, and make sure to subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. Much love to you.